Hello folks, it is Sunday, April 7th. It is 9:56 a.m. in the morning, and this is fast day 7, and we made it. All I gotta do is get through tonight and don't eat nothing, and we'll be good to go. It's a beautiful day here in Fredericksburg. A little chilly. Yesterday, man, the good Lord really blessed me because I got my yard cut. It's not a simple thing. I've got about a half-acre yard, and I started off in the morning. I want to get this thing done early because I had stuff I wanted to do all day yesterday in the morning. And so I brought, every time I start my mower now, I gotta charge the battery, and it's not that the battery's bad. I think that the mower's 20 years old. It's an old Murray 13.5 horse. What a wonderful lawnmower, and they don't build them like that anymore. Briggs & Stratton doesn't build their motors like they did back then. That probably has a steel sleeve in the cylinder. It probably has steel camshafts in it. The new ones are built with plastic camshafts. I couldn't believe that when I heard that. Anyway, so I put the mower, the battery connections were all rusted. I said, oh my God, look at this. So I took them apart and I took out a wire brush and I cleaned them off, and I kept the wire off of the battery, and I hooked them up and charged them up. While I was charging them up, I got my walking mower out and I did my trim cutting around the house. And one of the ways, and this was on YouTube that I found out about this mower, one of the things that happen to these Briggs & Stratton mowers is they have a compression release in them that breaks, and then they don't want to turn over, they don't want to crank up. And there's a guy on YouTube showed me, it shows everybody on YouTube, what you do is you take the air cleaner off, completely off, and then you put something over where the air cleaner is, and the compression, it kicks the compression release off, just temporarily, and it only needs like 3 or 4 spins to fire itself up. And that's what I did. That's what I've been doing for the last year since I saw that on YouTube. And thank you to whoever that guy was. It was really smart. You take the air cleaner off. I use a work glove that has a plastic end on the bottom of it, and I push it down in there, and it clicks, and then it goes. I don't know how it works, but it works anyway. So I got the mower started, and I got the whole yard cut, and it really went well. I got a place in the back of my yard where I put 8 trees up, and that was the worst mistake of my life. I should have never done that. It's created work for me. It'll be the middle of the year before I burn all the stuff that's left over from them trees. But I got out there last year before the winter, and I cut what was left of the trees down and put them in a pile. And there was, thanks to the weirdness of the weather around here in the last month or so, grass is starting to grow up, and if you let that go, it'll grow back into trees, and you'll be right back where you started. So I got out there. I have a DR, a brush cutting mower, and it really works good. And but it doesn't cut down trees. All it does, it cuts high grass, and if you have bushes that start growing up, it'll cut them off too. And I had a good thing going there, and unfortunately a stick came up and punched the damn spring off of the throttle linkage. Now this way this DR brush cutter works is you put gas in and you put oil in it. Obviously I use 10W30 Castrol synthetic in it, 10W30. You put gas in it, you punch the little button, the pump button, like 5 times, and then you crank it and it fires right up. And it's done that ever since I bought it. Like I think I bought it like, might be 2 years now. But anyway, so I was using it. I was doing good, you know. I was real happy, you know. And sure enough, man, I came around, where I'm cutting is, there's all kinds of twigs on the ground underneath the grass. So you can't use a lawnmower because it'll just break the blade to pieces. It'll bend the shit out the blade. But this brush cutter just goes right through it. It cuts everything. You can ride it over shit, and it just does great. Well, I rode it over one twig, and the twig it flipped around like that, and it went right up to where the linkage was and popped the spring off, and I didn't know it. Well, the mower immediately turned off. I'm like, oh, what the hell has just happened? Because I knew something was up. And it also disconnected another long spring that was on the return. It's a return spring. There's a return spring, and then there's a running spring. And the running spring got popped off, and the return spring got disconnected. And I put the return spring back on and cranked it up, and it would barely run. I'm like going, what the hell's going on here? And then I hit the linkage, and oh, okay. And I didn't know how it was made as far as where the spring went. I thought the return spring went down where the running spring was, and then I saw how it was. They've got the return spring is actually twisted around a linkage, a bar. I said, there's no way that accidentally got up there like that. That's got to be made for there. So I hooked it back up, and then I saw the two holes on where the linkage is for the running spring, and I went through a few iterations of a rig up to make it run, and I wound up with a coat hanger that I managed to twist around the handle and then twist around the body linkage and give it just enough length where it would crank it up but not turn it on full blast, because I put a rubber band on it, and that son of a bitch was running at full speed. I was going, man, I'm gonna blow this thing up, yeah. And thankfully, I just something in my head said, Phil, you gotta stop this. I turned the sucker off, and I got it to where it would run. And funny enough, with the coat hanger on it, it did the same thing that it's built to do. And what it's built to do is when it comes under stress, the way they've got it designed with the springs is cool as hell, because when it comes under stress, it'll punch the gas so that the lines spin better. Anyway, long story short, it was running. I got done what I wanted to get done. The house looks so much better now. I cut the grass on high. I'm gonna have to cut it again. I have to cut this grass every week, but that's okay. So I got that done yesterday. I got some bills paid. I got a lot of bills paid yesterday, which was wonderful. I actually went to the cable place, sent me a bill which was $32 higher this month than it was all last year. I said, what the hell is this? Because all I have is internet, a basic internet, and my landline. I keep my landline. My number down here in Fredericksburg, well, it's probably everywhere you're at. If you have a number from 20 years ago, you better keep that number for yourself, because numbers change. You get out of area codes, and if you see my number, you know exactly the location where I live at on my home phone. But I don't ever, funny thing is I never use my home phone. As a matter of fact, the only time I've answered my home phone in the last 10 years to speak of was when my brother called, and that was a miracle. That must have been my mom and dad in heaven pushing me over to the phone and saying, hey, you dumbass, go over here and look at that phone. And it actually came up in the writing in the phone, my brother's name. But I still keep the landline. I'm gonna transfer out. It's looking like what's gonna happen for me. I've got a landline, I've got a $20 a month Android phone that's about 10 years old through Net10. I've got a $50 a month iPhone through Net10 that's about 5 years old. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get it all bundled up into one. I'm going to take my original landline number, and I'm probably going to go to Verizon, which it's going to be expensive, but Verizon's the big dog in the market, and they're going to be around. And if I do that, I won't have to swap around. That's the one thing I liked about Net10 was I got my Net10 service. I've been happy with it. Now I pay $50 a month for unlimited, which is a great price for me. And I use this every day in my business, in the things I do for my business, because I have a Bluetooth connection to the phone, which goes to my company iPad, which I do my work on for the company. And every job I do, I got to send an email out about what I do when I'm done, which I volunteered to do that because they didn't tell me to do that. Because in our business, people like to run and hide. They like to finish a job and go run and hide. I said, I'm not having that shit. I'm going to get done. I'm going to make them so pissed off when they see me, they're going to say, hey, Phil, take some part-time off and get out of here. I'm not going to hide. I'm just tired of that whole mental experience of working with people who hide. I'm just not going to do that. So anyway, I sent an email out of every job I do. I take pictures on the job. I take a picture of the signed bill, and then I send it out. And what this also does for me is it protects me because I have no memory. I can't remember shit. So on my iPhone, I do the pictures of the job, then I take a picture of the bill, the signed bill, and that finishes that picture file. Well, that picture file is something I can always go back to if there's a question about the job, because the company's not going to do that for me. They're not going to give me access to the paper bill, because all paper bills get sent into boxes and they get filed away. But I can go on my iPhone, thank you, Steve Jobs, and I can go on my iPhone and I can go down through the pictures and I can get information for the job, and I can tell them what happened, because I write everything down on my bill. On that one page that the customer signs at the bottom of that, I always write down what happened on the job, and that way I don't have to remember it. I have the picture file. So I do that, and there's also this thing that we have called MOSS, M-O-S-S, on our iPad, company iPad. It's a sign-out software for the job. It allows the accounting department to send off a bill as soon as the job is done. Which in my situation is not really as important, because I don't do a lot of billable work. I do a lot of warranty work, and I do a lot of customer service work, which I don't mind. I love it. I love making that customer forget we were even there. That's what you want. You want the customer to go to their workstation and to be able to deal with what they have to deal with on a daily basis, not with the problems that your installation team or your sales team or your project manager team left for them. You don't want that in American business, or in any business. You want them to move into that workstation and feel like, I'm so glad we bought this stuff. And that's part of what I do. I'm not alone, so don't think I'm taking all the credit for the work. It has to do with the salespeople, the project managers, my boss who receives product and makes sure that our budget stays right so we can stay in business at our location. He can't do it for everybody, but he does it for that location. And our scheduler, who's wonderful, she's wonderful. God bless her. She's dealing with, you don't know her, so I'm going to tell you what happened with her. Every woman, as they get older, after they have their children and they get up into their 40s, their insides, their uterus starts to become a real health liability. Now, this ain't all women, but this is a lot of women. And they have periods that are like torture. I mean, literally a week's worth of torture. And then after that, in the week before that and the week after that, there could be ongoing nausea and just feeling like crap. So she had a hysterectomy. And she also had something else removed, a growth. And so I'm hoping for her sake that she's feeling better. I told her, and this is what I tell everybody about this. I've talked to about 4 women over the age of 45 who've had this done in my life, and each one of them said the same thing. They said, Phil, I'm going to tell you, I wish I had not waited to have this done, because I feel so much better now. And it is a very involved operation. There's a lot that goes on inside a woman's body when they do it, so it takes a while to recover. Now, some women, they have the operation, they recover, they go, a week later they're back. Other women, it takes a lot out of them, and so it all depends on what's going on. So I wish her the best. Any case, got the job done. I even forgot what my thing was. My point was. Anyway, got the grass cut. Thank you, Lord, so much. Got first time of the year. got all my bills caught up, and came home, got the knucklehead fed, did a little house cleaning, and honestly, the only thing I'm trying to do right now is to not go to Charleston, because I got reminders of that place around me all the time. That was in my wallet. That's a cash receipt out of a slot machine. So for this weekend, we're heading down to the bottom of this thing. Tonight I'm going to cook some food. I bounced around and around and around. I even thought about going to Charlestown. I could get 3 free large pizzas and eat that tonight. But I got something else planned, and I want to work with what I have in the house. I don't want to go invest in more food when I got food here I can cook. But let's get to the floor. I got the No Damn Choice workout to do. I'm going to let you people get on out of here. But let's get to the floor. Now, Knucklehead was, oh my God, there she is. I didn't know she was behind me. Okay. What you doing, Poopy? Why? I don't know. You tell me. Huh? What you doing? What you doing, miss? I'm going to squeeze it like a zit. What do you think of that? What you doing, miss? Love you, miss. Look at the pooper. Hey, the pooper! Are you the pooper? I think you're the pooper. I'm gonna squeeze it. What are you doing? What are you doing, miss? Energy-wise, feel pretty good. I did have, on Friday night, I did have a little bit of fun that I had to deal with, but I came home and I got some of this Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and I made a cup of that. I've actually had a cup of that on Friday or Saturday morning too. But really, I got to tell you, you got to be real careful with this chocolate stuff, because you got to make sure it's got sugar in it. They put sucralose in that crap. And the lower the price, the more likely it is to have sucralose. So this definitely has sugar in it. It has real cocoa in it, and it has powdered milk in it. I've tried the Keurig cups, and they're just fucking nasty. Oh my God, they're awful. I don't know what's. I swear it's got to have sucralose in it. I checked it, and it's the same brand, Swiss Miss, in a Keurig cup. I don't know if they're old. I'll bet you they're just because they're like 2 years old or something. But good. And when we got to work, oh my God! I'll decant hot water into the cup. Let me take a drink of this. This is my home tea. I just made some of this. This is pretty good. All right. Yeah, baby. But yeah, man, the stuff we got at work, I will not drink it. I drank it twice. I drank it once and poured it out. And I made it again, and I put a little sugar in it, and I put some, I think I put vanilla creamer in it. I was just trying to do something to change the taste of it. I'm like, oh, God. Blech. Yuck. So I'll take a pack, I'm probably going to take this box to work with me, so I'll have it at my desk, and then I'll just take some hot water out of the Keurig machine, put it in a cup, and pour that in it like I make it here at the house. But drinking a lot of water, drinking a lot of home tea, a little bit of hot chocolate. I had some grapefruit juice too, and that's an interesting blend. You never think that would work, grapefruit juice and hot chocolate, but it worked. It worked on Friday night, and I still like grapefruit juice because it doesn't make me completely sick. I mean, I love the naked strawberry banana juice, but you can only, for me, I can only drink a little bit at a time. And I'll tell you, about 3 fasts back, when I drink, I got a bunch of juices. I always got in the habit of getting natural fruit juices before I started my fast, because you know, like most people, I have a fair amount of terror about these fasts when it comes to what's going to happen. What am I going to do if I got to get some energy? And I know that you can't just pound yourself with sugar, you know. Boy, about 3 fasts back, you know, it was like the second day of the fast, and I overdosed on sugar from natural fruit juices. And I was sick for about a day and a half. And I was like, ugh, I can't never let that happen again. And when I finally, what got me out of that was drinking a lot of the home tea, which is unsweetened, and the water. But it took a good day and a half to get over that sickness. And I was like, ugh, never do that again. So anyway, we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy. This is probably going on. I don't have a counter on this thing now. I forget what the hell time I said it was. What was it? 9:55. So we're 20 minutes in. But I think this camera will go over 30 minutes. If it doesn't, I'll just. I have Microsoft Clipchamp on my computer, and I have a video I've been debating about uploading because I talk a lot of stuff about how I grew up and how I was kind of a curse on my parents and on my family. But I think I'm going to go ahead and post it because you know what? Screw it. You only live once, and maybe this will help convince a young kid that you know, driving a car like a maniac is not very smart. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. Let's get to the workout. How about that? Woo! Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna go this way. Let's go this way instead. This is a natural light workout, by the way. We got natural light coming out that window right there. As a matter of fact, why hold back? There we go. That. I'll never get this to. My wonderful wife, God bless her, she wanted to make this house into a really wonderful, beautiful house. She really did. She, like all women of class and character, she worked her butt off to try to do that. So she put these blinds in, you know, blinds that no man would ever put in a window. Because we don't do that kind of shit. You know, men don't do blinds. Who needs blinds? Just open a window. But anyway, so there's more light. Let's get to the workout. I'm stalling. Yes, I'm stalling. Let me get on my ass and get my workout done. Here we go. Oh God. Oh. Thank you, Lord, for being in my life. All right. Please don't get trapped on the floor. Please exercise, okay? Ah, boy. That was rough. I almost did the wrong one. We do that. We can do that first. Hell, let's do that first. It is wonderful in the lower back. That is a wonderful exercise for the lower back. I cannot wait to eat tonight. There we go. Squats, watch out for your knees.
Thank you, Lord, for being in my life. Please always be in my life. Wanda, I love you. I miss you. I will write this down in my book. I will say my prayers, which for me is Psalm 143, but all the Psalms are great. Please find a workout that works for you and do it every day. Please never drink Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. The aspartame in them is poison. Sucralose is also a very highly addictive, very damaging poison. Aspartame and sucralose will make the depression of any person suffering from a depression 1,000 times worse and may cause them to kill themselves. Please check the food ingredients list of everything you buy, and if you see aspartame or sucralose, just don't buy it. Nobody you love deserves to be poisoned. Fast Day 7 is here. We are almost halfway through it. I got about 13 and a half more hours before I can eat. I have in my mind what I'm going to cook, and we can't wait to make that video for you. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone. Have a wonderful April 7th, 2024. It is 10:38 a.m. on Sunday, April 7th, 2024, and the bill is paid. And we thank the good Lord for that. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone, and God bless you, and we'll see you next video. Peace.